Hello. Um, I hope y'all have had a good day today. Um, Sorry I didn't stream earlier in the day. I was kind of busy. I was watching baseball from like 2 to 5 today because my team played earlier in the day. But luckily they won. Oh. Oh shoot. I think Fortnite has had like what, 3 or 4 different jewel skins at this point. It's ridiculous. Excuse me. Ugh. Okay, I've completed almost all of my quests. So I've really been trying to just get these, like, what are they called? Path of the Voyager quests done. What the heck? Go. Okay, finally. But yeah, I've been just trying to get these, like, cube quests done. Because there's, like, nothing else to do. I know last night, so I was literally streaming till, like, 2 a.m. last night. I don't know how I stayed up that late. Like, at the very end, I was yawning so much. But then I ended up, like, not even going to sleep until, like, an hour later. Because I don't know, I just couldn't fall asleep. Oh, there's a rare chest over there. Ah! Okay. Let's get a rivalry. Phew! Phew! Bless me. Ugh. Yay. Guess it was an Ice Spice skin. Okay. I have a quest that said, like, collect cubes at this place, and I haven't been able to find it anymore. But yeah, as promised last night, I will continue the story I was telling last night. I literally was talking about that for like 2 hours, I think. I started the story. It's not really a story. It's just like kind of explaining what this TV show is about. But I was just calling it a story, I guess. But as promised, I will continue telling that. But I'm just kind of like waiting until some more people join who maybe were wanting to listen to the rest of the story. is he, bro? Well, I guess I'll leave him alone. Guess I better go after my rival. I barely have any AR ammo. Oh, hello. I don't know. Remind me if you've been in my stream before. I don't remember your username exactly. Okay, where is this guy? Oh, frick, he just took my car? That must have been another guy. Oh, it is him, because the circle's moving. Oh well, he can run away from me if he wants. Oh. No. Well. Excuse me. Is your first, haven't been here before, first time? Oh. Well, hi. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really, I don't really like talk much during the stream. I was, last night I streamed, I was telling a kind of like a description of a TV show that that I had watched. And I was spending like 2 hours watching that thing. Or, not watching, explaining the thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What the heck, bro? Oh my gosh. Give me up. I need heals. I need shield. How's the games been? Oh, this stream, I think this is my first game. Yeah, I think it is my first game. So it's been going pretty good. I haven't died. Oh, there's more minis. Hmm. But yeah, I spent like 2 hours last night just explaining the plot of this TV show. There's 3 seasons with 13 episodes each, and through I got through season 2, episode 12, and I explained like most of 13, but then I didn't get all the way through because I just like had to go to the bathroom super bad. And I figured it's like since it's 2 a.m., might as well just stop the stream, I guess. Oh, frick. No! Oh, man. Well, it's okay. So, yeah. That was my first game. The games have been going pretty well. I'm kind of just waiting until, like, a couple more people from the stream last night hop on here. So then, if they wanted to hear the story, or, like, the explanation of the show, then I didn't want to, like, start without them. Because those people were dedicated last night. They stayed here till 2 a.m. But yeah. If you haven't ever watched me, I'm kind of just an okay Fortnite player. I'm not the best. Like, as you just probably saw, I'm not the best in any way. But I have fun. Well, I try to have fun. Oh, okay. You know what? I mean, I guess I can just start explaining the rest of the show. I'll just give a quick recap, like maybe like 5-minute recap, okay? So the TV show is called Hannibal, if you ever heard of it. I don't know. Like, a lot of people don't know what it is, but I'm sure if you haven't heard of the TV show, you've at least heard of who the main character is, or like one of the main characters of the show. His name is Hannibal Lecter, and he is a psychiatrist. Oh, I guess these people are working here. Guess I'll go here then. But yeah, he was also part of a book series that was 4 books, and then he got 4 movies as well. So the most popular movie is called Silence of the Lambs. And so a lot of people have heard of that movie and book. But not a lot of people have heard of the TV show, I would say. I don't think a lot of people have. Like, I didn't hear of this TV show until I actually, like, just randomly came across it when I was scrolling through, like, Prime Video. It's, like, stuff I wanted to watch. Oh, I hope I don't die. Frick. Oh my gosh, no! Oh well. So sorry about that. Oh, I don't think this guy's in the stream anymore. That's okay. Oh, he's already rebooting me. Oh, it's this guy that didn't even land with us. And then the blue guy's all the way over there. Okay, sorry about that. Since that guy left this stream, I'll probably just skip the recap and go straight into the rest of the story. Oh, who is marking danger? Oh, it's that guy. The one that killed me is our rivalry. Oh, he just beat him. Okay. Good job then. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna grab this. And probably try to get an AR, and then I'll head over to where my other teammate is. Actually, this is fine. I'll just use this for my AR. Collect ammo. Okay, I'll try. Eight? Are you kidding? That was only 8? Here's some more. And here's some more. There we go. Oh, okay. Let me get another rivalry if there's one available. There we go. Oh, our rivalry's over here now. Oh, he died. Nice. How in the heck are these people getting that skin? Like, I just see this huge pink blob, and I don't know where it comes from. Excuse me. To whoever's watching the stream, I don't think you comment much, but I think you do, like, pop on the stream right when I start streaming. But I appreciate you watching. Okay, let's do this. Uh-oh, I think this is a real guy. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm willing and able. If you wanna kick this rock around, if you've got a bone to pick with me, You've got a flag planted in the ground. I'll be here till morning. We can fight like we used to fight. Loneliness, red face, and teary eye. Ah! Oh my gosh, this is so freaking bad. Okay. Oh, I'm willing and able. The song has been stuck in my head. It's so good. I think my teammates are chasing this guy down, but he just keeps running. But if you guys haven't listened to Noah Kahan's new album, you should. It's so sad. I really need to try to do like a deep dive into all the lyrics because I honestly haven't like specifically looked at the lyrics. I haven't explicitly like looked at the lyrics. I have listened to all the songs a lot of times, but I just haven't actually like looked at the lyrics. So I really need to do that because I really like listening to songs and then trying to kind of figure out what they mean or kind of like come up with a meaning for them a lot of times. So like I'll just listen to songs a bunch of times and try to figure out what they mean. But I like doing that. So I want to do that with Noah Kahan's album. I just haven't done it yet. And I'm pretty sure I'm saying his name right, because a lot of people say Noah Kahan, like pronounce the H like that. But I think it's more of a like kind of like a pause in the A, like Kahan, like Khan, something like that. So it's like barely the H. It's like Khan or something like that. Khan. It sounds more like Khan than Kahan. But correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really know. I haven't. I've tried to like listen to Noah himself pronounce his last name, and it sounds more like Khan than Kahan. Oh my gosh, the stupid bounty. He keeps running, and then my teammates die to him. I'm pretty sure. Where the heck is this guy, bro? Come on, Frank. Yes, let's go. We got him. Oh, shoot. Oh, frick. I think that's Frank. Oh, no. Someone else? Ah! What the heck? What are my teammates doing? Genuinely, what are they doing? Get me, bro. Okay, thank you. So yeah, I've been really trying to analyze the lyrics that I have been doing, like just while I'm like listening to the music in the car or something. So I've come up with a few interpretations. However, I don't know if they're right. They probably aren't, but I've come up with my own kind of interpretations. Okay, what the heck? Okay. Oh. Excuse me. The Midas Flopper? Someone got the Midas Flopper? Wow. Guys, I caught the Midas Flopper back when it was really rare. Like chapter 2 season 4. Yeah, chapter 2 season 4 I caught the Midas Flopper. Oh shoot. An assault rifle? Are you kidding me? A scar? Oh my gosh! I have a freaking scar! I guess they don't want to. Let me check out the shop. Oh. Everything Star Wars. Do you guys remember when they said that they were never going to bring this skin back into the item shop, and then they have, like, a ton of times? I think all this is the same. Oh, Shohei Ohtani's in here. That's pretty cool. Oh, I guess I have 2 rewards to claim. Next time I get jewels. Okay, let me change my skin. I guess I'll do this one. I wanted to change my glider, but I couldn't. Hello, whoever just joined the stream. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Let's hope not a lot of people go here. I don't want to die. Wonky land. Oh, I don't need that. Eh. Come on, this place is supposed to have extra rare chests. Okay, of course, one of my teammates already left the game. Okay. Well, I hope we can win the game, even if one of our teammates left. Eh. Okay. I haven't found a single rare chest here, and there's supposed to be extra ones. Here we go, finally. Oh, hold on, I'm coming. Is this the same guy that died? No, I think it was the other one. Well, there we go. No available rivals. Alright. Ah! Shoot. Oh my gosh. What am I doing? Hello. Have you watched the stream before? Sorry, I don't recognize your name. How are you doing? Excuse me. I really need to change my car. I don't want this one anymore. Oh. Where is he? Oh, shoot. Okay. Okay, now I need more shield. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay, fine then. Ugh. There we go. I already have. Oh wait, never mind. I can just take this. Hmm. Oh my gosh. First time here. Alright. Well, welcome to the stream. I'm, just letting you know, I'm not the best Fortnite player. I just play for fun. So, don't expect me to be like a sweat. I'm pretty chill. Yeah. Aw, frick. Three people got rebooted, are you kidding? Where the heck did she go? Of course the other guy left the game. I was gonna try to go reboot him. What the frig? There's like 4 of them on me. What am I supposed to do? My teammate's doing nothing to help. Ah. Yeah, look, I'm carrying completely. I have 11 kills. Okay. Oh, shoot. Did he seriously shoot at them to... Bro, you can't just go after a fight right after I got freaking rebooted. Wow, I hope I don't die. Hmm. Come here. No! Ugh. That's okay. Sorry guys, I was being really quiet. I was just distracted. Rewards, yay. Okay, I got jewels. Okay. Let's try this again. Actually, you know what? I might do just no build. Nope. Crap. Okay, there we go. I hate when it makes that noise for the showdown thing. Oh my gosh, that took no time. Yeah, where the heck is this skin coming from? It's so cute. Okay. Oh, hello to whoever just joined the stream. Hope you're doing well. Oh, I think it's a llama over there. Cool. I'm willing and able. Oh shoot. Eh. Hmm. I barely even got to do anything before these guys came after me. Oh, it was him! The guy from the lobby! Oh, shoot. Mm. Frick this. Frick this. Oh, I killed so many of them. Why do my teammates always suck? Eh. Oh, come on. Why do I always get in the game so quickly? Okay, I hope these guys are pretty good. Oh, my teammate gets to drive the bus. Well, I hope a lot of people don't go here. Oh, it looks like they are. Oh, frick. Oh, I got a whole freaking chest. What? Ugh. Ugh. Bro. Had such good guns, too. They're gonna take all of them. Give me that gun! It's mine. Hmm. the heck? Stop dying! What the heck? What the actual heck? Are y'all gonna help me kill him or not? This is ridiculous. He's a freaking remote fan. Someone kill him! Like, what are y'all doing? Oh, of course. He's driving the van. Oh my gosh. Someone, go get him. Y'all suck. Oh my gosh. Y'all actually suck. I'm getting this idiot. I'm gonna kill him, chase him down and kill him right now. Where do they go? Oh my gosh, of course. Ugh. This is hilarious. My teammates suck. This is so bad. Okay, yeah. Whatever this dude is, was the one that kept running away. What the heck are you doing? Okay, what the heck are you doing? I'm leaving. This is ridiculous. This guy sucks. uh, okay. Let me collect this reward. Oh, I guess I don't have a reward to collect. It said I did, but I guess I don't. To buy one level, it's 150 V-Bucks. Okay. Just because of time constraints and everything, I'm probably gonna start like finish the story I was telling about the TV show yesterday. Okay. Hold on. Ah! No. Sorry, I was looking at something. Oh my gosh. Gotcha. Gotcha. What the heck? Kill him. Y'all are so bad. Kill him. You're so freaking bad. Just kill the guy. Finally. Oh my gosh. Took forever. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry. I'm not distracted anymore. I'll continue my story. So, where I left off last night, again, I apologize. but I had to go to the bathroom, and I just figured since it was so late, then I would get off. But where I left off yesterday is where I was explaining, it was season 2, episode 13, which is the finale of season 2. It's the best episode in the entire series. And I left off where Hannibal had stabbed Jack in the neck, and he was in the pantry. And then Alana came in and pointed a gun at Hannibal, but he took her bullets. And then she started running away, but then guess who's back? Abigail. And Abigail came back from the dead, because everyone thought she was dead. And she pushed Alana out the window. And you might be wondering why Abigail would do this. Like, Abigail is a good person. Why would she push Alana out the window? Like, why is she kind of helping Hannibal? And this is because Hannibal was a very dangerous person, and Abigail knew that. Abigail knew that Hannibal could kill her if he wanted to. And so she literally says in the show, like, I just did what he told me because I didn't know what else to do. So she just kind of goes along with whatever Hannibal wants because she knows how powerful he is and what he could do to her. And she just follows his directions and whatever he says. Because before this whole thing happened, in season 3, there's a flashback scene. And it shows Hannibal and Abigail's conversation before the whole thing at his house in season 2 goes down. And basically, what Hannibal says to Abigail is, you used to hunt with your father, because she did hunt with her father, as far as like hunting deer and stuff. So yeah, Abigail would hunt with her father, but she hunted deer with him. So Hannibal said to Abigail, well, you used to hunt with your father, now you're going to hunt with me. So yeah. Hold on, I'm distracted again. So since Hannibal told that to Abigail, she knew what he meant. She knew that she had to help him in his plan to kill Jack and basically just like, I don't think his goal was to kill Alana. I think if she did die, then like it was no big deal to him. But he wasn't like out to kill Alana, I'm pretty sure, that night. He was more so out to kill Jack and wound Will. And I'll get to that later. But yeah, he wasn't out to kill Alana, but Abigail knew that like she needed to be out of the way. For Hannibal and Will to have their big moment because, you know, Will betrayed Hannibal because he worked with Jack and the FBI to try to put him in prison, or put him in like the mental asylum. So Will betrayed Hannibal, and Hannibal knows that. And Will doesn't know that Hannibal knows, though, because, again, Hannibal smelled Will. He smelled Will and knew that he had betrayed him. So, but he didn't tell Will about this. Like, he acted like everything was normal after that. But, so Will doesn't know that Hannibal knows that he betrayed him. But Hannibal knows that Will betrayed him. And so, after the event where Abigail pushes Alon out of the window, that's where I ended last night. After that happens, I guess I should probably go help my teammates. Excuse me. Sorry. After that happens... Oh, crap. So yeah, after that happens, Will actually shows up to the house. Because, again, Will and Jack planned to go to the house together. But Jack showed up early. And Will... Actually, I skipped a step. Sorry, I can't believe I forgot this. Before all of the fighting happened, even before Jack showed up to the house, like, before anything even happened, Will gave Hannibal a phone call. Because, again, Will didn't know that Hannibal knew that he betrayed him, so he thought Hannibal was still good with the plan, that they were gonna kill Jack together. And that, and so, so Will called Hannibal because he knew that the FBI was after him. Like, Will knew that the people above Jack, you know how I said Jack was the head of the behavioral science unit, like he wasn't the head of the whole FBI. So there's people above him. So Will found out that the people above Jack were coming after Hannibal, and they took Jack's gun and badge away. And so those people in the FBI above Jack were going to come after Hannibal in their own way. Because they weren't going to follow along with Jack's plan, which was for him and Will to kill Hannibal together. And then the upper FBI people didn't want to go along with that plan. They thought it was a stupid plan, and that Jack just kind of went off on his own and came up with this plan on his own. And so that's why he got his gun and badge taken away. So the upper FBI, so Will found out about this, that they were going to come after Hannibal. Like, the people above Jack were going to come after Hannibal now. And so Will found out about this, and he thought that Hannibal was, like, completely still on his side, and that, like, he didn't know that Hannibal knew that he betrayed him. And so Will gave Hannibal a call. And remember how I said at almost the very beginning of the TV show how Hannibal gave the Minnesota Strike a call? Because Hannibal wanted to kind of let the Minnesota Strike know that the police were after him. And this scene mirrors that scene almost exactly. And so Will gives Hannibal a call, and all he says is, "They know." So it almost perfectly mirrors Hannibal's call to the Minnesota Strike. says they know. And Hannibal takes that to mean that, I mean, exactly what Will meant. Like, the FBI is after him. So he has to be quick, and whatever he's going to do, he has to be quick because they're going to come after him. They're going to go to his house, and they're going to try to arrest him. And so Will gives Hannibal this call. And this phone call is a very important phone call. Because even though Hannibal knows that Will betrayed him at this point, he still has faith that Will could come back around and that he could still understand Hannibal, that he could still accept him, even after all of this. Oh, frick. Stop playing that! Just, But yeah, anyway, before the phone call, Hannibal was thinking that, you know, even though Will betrayed him, he could still come around. Like, just because Will was working with the FBI to put him away earlier doesn't mean that he's now hasn't changed his mind. Like, Hannibal thinks that Will could have changed his mind. You know, like, just because he was against him earlier doesn't mean that he's still completely against him now, and that he couldn't have changed his mind. So before the phone call, that was Hannibal's plan, was to just see what happened. I mean, because he didn't know completely if Will was still going to work with Jack to try to kill him. Hannibal thought that possibly Will had changed his mind and that he was going to work with Hannibal to kill Jack. Sorry guys, I'm so distracted right now. We won! Yay! Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, Hannibal was still thinking that Will could come around and change his mind, and that he could possibly still be on his side and want to kill Jack instead of Will killing Hannibal that night. Excuse me. But once Will made that phone call, Hannibal knew that everything had changed. Like, he realized that he wasn't going to, in this current moment, he wasn't going to be able to get Will to kill Jack. It wasn't going to happen. Like, he wasn't going to get Will to kill Jack. Because I don't know exactly how to explain it, but like, because Will called Hannibal, it kind of signified to Hannibal that just because Will felt the need to call him, just because Will called him to let him know that the police were after him, it meant that he wasn't on his side completely. It just meant that he wasn't on his side. because he called him. Like, if Will were to just not have called him, and if he were to go straight to Hannibal's house, I mean, maybe things would have turned out differently, but because of this phone call and Will saying they know to him and kind of giving Hannibal a warning, that just showed to Hannibal that Will wasn't on his side and that he wasn't going to get him to kill Jack that night. So Hannibal knew what he had to do. He knew that he had been completely betrayed, that he was alone. He was alone in what he was doing. And he needed to hurt as many people as he could the way that he had been hurt that night. And so that's all what happened before Jack or Alana or Will, any of them, walked into his house. So flash forward to what I was saying earlier is that right after Alana got pushed out of the window, she broke her, I'm pretty sure she broke her hips and legs. I don't know exactly what she broke, but she couldn't move at all. Like, she was completely stuck on the ground where she was, and she couldn't move or do anything. She was still conscious, and she was alive. Like, she was alive and she was conscious. She knew what was happening, but she couldn't move. And it was pouring down rain outside. So it's just another thing that's just like, why did it have to be raining? That makes the mood even sadder. And so then pretty soon after Alana is pushed outside the window by Abigail, Will shows up to the house. And this is after he has called Hannibal to warn him, after Hannibal has decided what he's going to do. Hannibal has decided that everything has changed. That the life he imagined for him and Will running away wasn't going to happen. And even so, you know how Abigail was Will and Hannibal's foster daughter, kind of, because they got custody of her after she was orphaned. Which, by the way, I don't know how this works. I guess they were her legal guardians, technically, even though she was, like, above the age of being a minor. I think she was 18 or 19, like I said. So she was an adult, but they were still her legal guardians. I don't know how that works. I guess you can still get legal guardians when you're, like, 18 or 19 or whatever. So anyway, Abigail was Will and Hannibal's, foster daughter. And Hannibal had originally planned for Abigail to run away with them and be in their lives. Will didn't know this because he completely thought Abigail was dead. He thought Hannibal had killed her. But Hannibal knew, obviously, that she was alive. And he was keeping her in his house. I mean, she wasn't, like, captive there. She was kind of mentally captive there because even though she wasn't in any physical restraints or anything, she felt like she had to stay there. Like, where else would she go? You know, like, she had no one else in her life. She felt like she couldn't leave. And she knew what Hannibal could do to her. So she stayed. And so anyway, Hannibal kind of imagined Abigail being in his and Will's lives when they ran away together. Because he just thought, if Will doesn't betray me, if he stays on my side, then I will give him the gift of Abigail returning, because Will thought Abigail was dead. And Hannibal giving her back to him would be kind of a gift of his loyalty to him. Because Hannibal thought that Will deserved Abigail back if he could be loyal to him and not turn him in. So, since Will completely betrayed him, and after the phone call, Hannibal realized what he had to do. He realized that everything changed, that the life he imagined with Abigail in it, with Abigail and Will in it, was gone. He wasn't going to get it back. And so to symbolize this brokenness of the relationship between Hannibal and Will, Hannibal knew that he had to kill Abigail as kind of a sacrifice and as a symbol that what was between him and Will is now broken and gone. And so Will walks up to Hannibal's door, and Alana is laying on the ground right outside the front door because she got pushed out the window right above it. And hold on, I'm gonna go look at my comments. Oh, no one's commented. Okay, just making sure. So anyway, sorry guys, I'm trying to do this. Okay. So Will walked right by Alana in front of the front door, and he bent down to her. He was like, "Are you okay? Where is he?" She said, "He's in the kitchen. Like he's in the house." And so, oh, I need this. No, it went away. Whatever. So Will called 911. He called 911 and he said, like, I need, whatever they call it in the FBI is like, you need, like, police cars there. You need, like, ambulance, police cars. There's a certain term for it, but I forgot what it was called. But he said that term. He said, we need blah, blah, blah here, police, ambulance, at Hannibal Lecter's house, and he like gave them the address or whatever. And then Alana said, like, go get him. They're in the house. I'm fine. Like, just go get them. And I'm gonna go get our rivalry. Oh, okay. So then Will goes in the house and he has his gun out. He knows that Jack's in there because Jack kind of like wasn't answering his phone. Like he obviously went to Hannibal's house earlier than planned, and so he knew Jack was in there and he knew that Hannibal was in there. He did not know that Abigail was in there. Alana didn't tell him that she saw Abigail and that Abigail pushed her out the window. So Will didn't know that Abigail was alive still. So Will was just expecting Hannibal and Jack to be in there. So Will walked in the house with his gun out, and nice. Good job, guys. And then once Will got into the kitchen, he walked into the kitchen and he saw Abigail in the kitchen. Excuse me. And he was completely shocked when he saw Abigail because he thought she was dead. He had no clue that she was alive. And he kind of just looked at her for a few seconds, and she's kind of whimpering, like she was really distraught and upset about what happened because she didn't want to push Alana out the window, but she knew she had to because Hannibal needed her to. And so she knew she had to, but she was really distraught from what was happening. Like, she didn't want to push her out the window, but she knew she had to. And so she did. So she was kind of crying and very distraught and upset at this moment. What the heck? He just rage quit because he died to fall damage when we were literally right here and we could have gotten him? What an idiot. That just annoys the heck out of me. So anyway, Will kind of stared at Abigail for a few seconds while she was crying and stuff. And then he asked her, "Where is he? Where's Hannibal?" And she didn't respond to him. She kind of, like, made her eyes yeah, she kind of like, give me that, bro. Oh, crap. Sorry for the distraction, guys. I'm trying to help my teammates and stuff. There we go. Frick. Ah. Oh my gosh, these people keep running and it's just so hard to get to them. Nice. Let's go. These teammates aren't bad. Okay, so anyways, like I was saying earlier. Oh crap, it's 4v3. Shoot. Ugh, no chance, bro. No chance. Yeah. So anyway, to continue the story, I was saying that Abigail, she didn't really respond whenever Will asked, "Where is he?" She kind of just like was kind of looking her eyes to the side of Will, like away from him, like going back and forth between Will and then like beside him. So Will knew that Hannibal was behind him. Like he knew that he was back there because Abigail's like looking between him and back behind him. And so Will slowly turned around. And he saw Hannibal. And then Hannibal just like looks at Will, and Will's looking at him, and then Will says, "You were supposed to leave," which means that like Hannibal was supposed to, you know, that's kind of why Will called him in the first place. It's like he said they know, so that he was trying to tell Hannibal to leave. Like, don't leave with me. You need to leave right now. Just leave without me. Like, they're after you. You need to go. That's what Will meant by the phone call. Is just to leave. Like, they're coming after you. Just go. And so Will says Will says you were supposed to leave. And then Hannibal says we couldn't leave without you. Yeah, just meaning like Hannibal didn't want to leave without Will. And at this point, Will still doesn't know that Hannibal knows he betrayed him. After all this, Will still doesn't know that Hannibal knows. And so Hannibal wants to reveal to Will that he knows. That he knew all the stuff that he'd been planning to do, and Hannibal wants to reveal that to Will and just show how much he felt betrayed. So after... Sorry, I'm distracted. After Hannibal says we couldn't leave without you, Hannibal takes out his linoleum knife. If you don't know what that type of knife is, it's basically kind of like a curved knife. Yeah, if you don't know what that is, it's just kind of like a curved knife, like a curved blade. It's not completely straight, and it's just kind of curved. So he gets out his knife. Will doesn't see it, but Hannibal grabs Will by the face, like kind of like I was saying in season 2, episode 8, where he just like grabs his face and it was like a very intense look. Hannibal does the same thing this time. He holds onto Will's face on one side, but he looks at him with a look of just finality and betrayal and just hurt in his eyes. So just imagine that. And then Hannibal takes his knife and stabs Will below like the belly button on one side, like in the abdomen below the belly button. And Will just kind of like makes a grunting sound because he just got stabbed. Just kind of like like that. And and then Hannibal like guts him, like he drags the knife across the stomach, like just like horizontally, I guess. And so Will's just kind of like bleeding out on the floor. Okay, well, he's not like laying down yet, but he like Hannibal's kind of holding him up, and he's just bleeding out all over the floor. And right after Hannibal removes the knife from him, he pulls Will in. He's still holding up his weight. He pulls Will in and just kind of like hugs him at the same time as holding him up. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Oh crap. Shoot. Of course that guy rage quitted. Like I was saying, Hannibal removes the knife, kind of like holds Will up at the same time as just embracing him, like hugging him, just with his arms all around him. And he grabs the back of Will's head with one of his hands while Will's just like crying out and just in pain. the heck are you doing? Just don't fight. Come on. Ugh. There's nothing I can do. There's no cover here. Oh well. And then after Hannibal like gets done kind of like embracing Will and like hugging him, he kind of slowly lets him drop to the floor, which shows just like he still cares about Will. He did just stab him, but by the way, this isn't revealed till later in the show, but I'll just explain it now because it makes more sense. But Hannibal actually didn't want Will to die. He wanted him to be hurt and feel as much pain as he could. But like I said, he was a medical doctor, and he has been a serial killer for years. Like, he knows if something is deadly. Like, he knows if something's a fatal wound, you know? And so, he didn't want Will to die. That's why he caught him where he did, is because he didn't want him to die. He wanted him to feel as much pain as possible, but he didn't want him to die. And so he still cares about Will. Even though he's been betrayed by him, he still cares about him. And so he slowly lets Will down to the floor, and he puts Will up against like his kitchen cabinets on the ground. And Hannibal, he has a very nice kitchen. I didn't mention this, but he's pretty rich. Like, he's a psychiatrist. He has a very nice house. So, it's a very nice kitchen. So anyway, Will is up against the cabinets on the floor. Bro. So yeah, he's up against the cabinets on the floor. And Hannibal starts, he's still like, in pain. Like, he's still, and Abigail is just like shocked, because whenever Will got stabbed by Hannibal, she was just kind of like, like a very big shocked expression and everything. And she was just very, like, didn't know what to do. She was in shock. And so Hannibal starts speaking. I have a lot of this memorized, so I'll say kind of the script that Hannibal will say. So Hannibal says, time has reversed. The teacup I've shattered has come together. A place has been made once more in the world for Abigail. A place was made for all of us together. And so this kind of shows, like I said, how I said the teacup? Well, or it says, like, he said, a place was made for Abigail in your world. A place was made for all of us. And then he said, I wanted to surprise you, but you wanted to surprise me. Which basically means, why do I have this gun? Why do I have the pistol? I must just not have been paying any attention. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not gonna kill that girl because I don't want to die. But yeah, basically Hannibal's saying, like, he wanted to surprise Will with Abigail as a gift. Like I said earlier, he pictured giving Abigail back to Will as a gift because he thought she died, but he didn't. Or sorry, she didn't die. And so Hannibal pictured a life for him, Will, and Abigail together. And it would be like giving a gift to Will, giving Abigail back to him. Because she was like a daughter to him, because, I mean, he was a foster father now. And I said, and then I also said, well, I guess Hannibal said, but I quoted from it, that, like, the teacup that shattered has come together once again. Which, that's a reference to the show. It's a reference to a previous comment made by Hannibal, because whenever Will was talking with Hannibal in season 2 about Abigail's death, Hannibal mentioned to Will that, like, sometimes, because, I mean, Hannibal was pretending like Abigail was dead. Like, he obviously knew she wasn't dead, but he was pretending in front of Will that she was dead. So Hannibal said to Will, sometimes I imagine Abigail dropping a teacup and it coming back together again. But I know that that's never going to happen because she's gone. The teacup's never going to come together again. And that's because one time, whenever Hannibal was cooking breakfast for Abigail, before all of this went down, like, it was shortly after he had gained custody of her and everything. I need to get an AR. This is bad. I don't have any ammo. Here we go. But yeah, before everything went down, and Hannibal was cooking breakfast for Abigail, brother. Okay, whatever. Whenever Hannibal was cooking breakfast for Abigail one time, she actually was, I guess, like, kind of nervous, I guess, because she had been through a lot of trauma with, like, her dad trying to kill her and everything. And, so she just dropped a teacup that Hannibal had given her. She dropped the teacup. And so that's how Hannibal kind of got this metaphor and this reference for time. Like, the symbol and metaphor for time for him was the teacup shattering. Because it's like, once the teacup shatters and everything has changed, time can't be reversed. Like, it's broken and it can never come back together again. And it's just, that's the metaphor for time for him. It's just, time can't reverse. He would do anything to reverse time and change things so that they could be different, but he knows that can't happen. And so, back in the kitchen, in Hannibal's kitchen, yeah, anyway, back in Hannibal's kitchen, what part was I at? Oh yeah, I was just kind of explaining what Hannibal said to Will. It's like, the teacup that was once shattered has come together again in this moment. And I guess by that he means that time did reverse. Okay, he said time did reverse the teacup. Time did reverse the teacup that I've shattered did come together again. And so by this he means that once Abigail, quote unquote, died, it was like the teacup was shattered because she could never come back again. But since she really didn't die, Hannibal's saying that the teacup did come together again because she's not dead. She's really not dead anymore. So that's why he said that, because Abigail's not dead. And once Hannibal says, like, a place was made for Abigail in your world, for all of us, it means that Hannibal had been planning all along to have Abigail and Will and himself all together. And that, once he says this, Will, he kind of knows what's going to happen. Like, he knows that Hannibal's going to kill Abigail at this point, because he had been planning on gifting Abigail to Will if he showed his loyalty and didn't betray him. But Will knows that since he betrayed him, Abigail has to die. It's like Abigail is now the symbol for the teacup. Like, she has to die so that everything's in right order again, I guess. She just has to die. So Will knows this. He knows that, he now knows that Abigail has to die. And so, but yeah, like I said earlier, Hannibal then said, I wanted to surprise you, but you wanted to surprise me. Because he wanted to surprise Will with Abigail, the gift of Abigail. But Will wanted to surprise him with, trying to kill him. What is this guy doing? Oh, man. Oh, hello. I don't know. Sorry I haven't been checking the chat, Kefla. I was wasn't looking at the chat. I was focused on the game and telling the story and everything. Sorry if you didn't get to hear the first part of the story I was telling today. But, yeah. Hope you have been having a good day. Okay. So yeah. Will is on the ground and he's kind of like, just shaking and everything because he just got gutted. He just got stabbed. And just kind of breathing heavy, like how someone would look if they just got stabbed. And this is Hannibal's most well-known, I would say, and most devastating thing that Hannibal ever says in the whole show. He has this monologue that he says to Will, basically professing how he's feeling. And Hannibal has never been known to do this before. He never shared his true feelings with anyone. He never let anyone know him. And he's never shown himself to care about anyone as much as Will before. He has done some pretty bad things to Will. Like I said, he freaking framed him for his murders, sent him to the mental asylum, didn't tell him about his encephalitis that was making him worse and worse mentally, giving him huge mental health problems. So he has done a lot of stuff that was not in Will's best interests. But Hannibal was doing all of this for the end result. So he viewed all of the things that he did to Will as necessary for the final goal. He didn't see them as things that were betraying Will. He saw them as things that were eventually going to help him and be in his best interest. Because Hannibal thinks that Will truly becoming his true self is worth a lot more than, like the short hardships that he has to go through to get there. And so, in his own way, he thinks that he has helped Will and has, oh shoot, I did not mean to do that. In his own way, he thinks he's helped Will, and he thinks that, sorry, what was I going to say? He thinks that, like, all he did to Will was okay, because it was in his long-term best interest. And so, he's never cared about anyone as much as he cares about Will, and he's never shown himself to anyone as much as he's shown himself to Will, because showing himself means, like, putting himself on the line and being vulnerable, and he's never done that before. He's never found anyone worthy of his love and of being vulnerable. Like, he just never found anyone worthy of that until Will came along. So whenever Will betrays him, it's just like all that he did, and all that he did for Will, and all that he felt comfortable doing around Will, that all that was just broken. Because Will betrayed him. Will saw him for who he was, for who he truly was, unlike anyone had ever before, and still he turned away from him. Still he betrayed him. And Hannibal saw this as the worst kind of betrayal. Is whenever you truly see someone for who they are, and yet you still turn away from them. Ah. So yeah, anyway. Hannibal sees this as the ultimate betrayal. Whenever you truly see someone and you turn away from them, and someone has been vulnerable enough to show themselves when they've never shown themselves before, and you still turn away from him. So he felt extremely betrayed by this. And that leads us into what Hannibal says to Will and what he admits to him. Excuse me. And this is Hannibal's monologue. I will quote as much as I remember. He says, "I let you know me. See me. I gave you a rare gift, but you didn't want it." And then Will says, "Didn't I?" Hannibal pauses for a while, and then he says, "You would deny me my life." And Will says, No, not your life." Hannibal says, "My freedom, then. You would take that from me. Confine me to a prison cell." And then Hannibal says, "Do you believe you could change me the way I've changed you?" And then Will says, "I already did." And Hannibal says, "Fate and circumstance have returned us to the moment the teacup shatters. I forgive you, Will. Will you forgive me?" And then Will immediately knows, like I said earlier, he immediately knows that Abigail is going to die. That Hannibal is going to kill Abigail. And so Will starts like crying out and just says, don't, because he knows what he's going to do. And Hannibal motions to Abigail. He holds out his hand for her. He says, Abigail, come here. And Abigail she's really nervous. I don't think she knows that she's gonna die. Because, I mean, Will knows that Hannibal's planning on killing her. But Abigail doesn't really know what's going on. And so she goes over to Hannibal. Ugh! Actually, here. I need a shotgun. There. So Abigail goes over to Hannibal because she doesn't really know that she's about to die. And Will just keeps crying, like he's saying like don't. But Abigail goes over to Hannibal. Hannibal, like, she goes kind of right in front of Hannibal. And he still has his knife in his hand. And she stands right in front of him, and he like takes his right arm and like puts it on the opposite side of her neck with the knife, and like slices her throat, just like her father did to her. Because remember, the Minnesota strike, her father, he did the exact same thing to her. So she had a scar on her neck from where he did it, and it healed a little bit, but Hannibal cut it right back open in the exact same spot. Because it was just symbolic to him. Like, she was meant to die in the kitchen that day. Like her father meant it to. And, she somehow survived. But she was meant to die in the kitchen like that. And so he kind of recreated what her fate was supposed to be. Because Hannibal's really into fate. Like, he's just... I don't know. He mentions, like, fate a lot. So he's all about fate, and he just cuts her throat just like her father did to her. Gosh. Get him! Good job, guys. Okay, sorry. So anyway, Abigail starts, I mean, he drops Abigail to the ground. And she's just bleeding out all over the floor, and he meant for her to die. Like, he didn't want Will to die, so he cut him in that specific way, but he did want Abigail to die, because her death was, once again, I mentioned this, it was a symbolic death. She just had to die. And so Hannibal wanted her to die, and so he cut her in the way that she was going to die. And so she was bleeding out all over the floor, and nothing else was said after that. There's no dialogue after that. That's all. The last thing that Hannibal said to Will is that the last thing Hannibal said to Will was like, fate and circumstance have returned us to the moment the teacup shatters, which means, like, just like I said, it was Abigail's fate that she would die. Like, that, and in this specific way, that she would die in this specific way. So fate and circumstance have returned us to this moment when the teacup shatters, because Abigail's death represents the teacup shattering. Like, time can never reverse. Once she's dead, she's dead. You can't go back to how it was. And so he says, to the moment the teacup shatters. So the teacup's shattering again, Abigail's dying again, for real this time. And then he says, I forgive you, Will. And this is a big thing. Hannibal is forgiving Will for his betrayal. And then he says to Will, will you forgive me? Basically asking if he's going to forgive him for what he's about to do to Abigail. And for what he's already done to Will, which is just gut him. So, that's the last thing that's said between them. Ugh, gosh, why am I so dumb? I'm paying more attention to telling the story than fighting. Whatever, I think my teammates will kill him. But, anyway. Will, as soon as Abigail, like, gets dropped to the ground and she's bleeding out and stuff, Will is just, like, crying out. He's just crying. He's still bleeding out himself. He's holding on to his own abdomen with one hand, while he's, like, reaching for Abigail with the other hand, because Abigail got dropped on the ground kind of right beside him. So he's, like, crawling over to her, reaching his one arm out to try to cover her neck. And this scene is very much mirroring the scene in Abigail's father's kitchen in the very first episode of the series, where Hannibal and Will are reaching for Abigail's neck, trying to stop the bleeding. And then Hannibal walks out of the kitchen. He leaves them there like that. Frick. Oh, we won! Yay! And I got my crown back. Yeah. Oh, I guess my teammates are leaving. So yeah. Will is just reaching over to Abigail, trying to hold her neck closed, but he realizes that it's pointless. Like, she's already about to die. And so he just gives up, kind of, and he just starts crying on the floor. And then... Oh. So then... the camera leaves them there. That's the last thing we see from Will and Abigail for that episode. And the camera goes to Hannibal. Hannibal has walked outside his front door, and Alana is still there. The police have still not showed up. And Hannibal, and once again, it's raining outside. So Hannibal walks out into the rain. He has blood all over him from all of his fighting and killing and everything. And so he walks outside and he lifts his chin up to the rain. And it's kind of in slow motion. Like, this shot is in slow motion. And Hannibal is just like lifting his chin up to the rain, closing his eyes. Just kind of in resignation, just... like everything's over, you know. He left Will there to bleed out. Doesn't want him to die, but wanted him to hurt. And he sees Alana on the ground, leaving her to die. He left Jack in the pantry to die, and he left Abigail to die. So he just, this look of just resignation and hurt on his face. And so he lifts his chin up to the rain, and he takes his hand and just wipes down his face. Like, he goes from his forehead all the way down to his chin, just like wipes the rain off his face, the blood off his face. And then it shows him slowly walking away, putting his jacket on in the rain, with just a look of hurt on his face. Just, it's so sad. Just defeat. I don't know. Even though he technically won, I mean, he hurt everyone he wanted to, killed everyone he wanted to, but he still feels like he didn't win. It's like a lose-lose situation. He's not going to win because he was so betrayed by Will. And so, come on. I already lost my crown. Well, then, yeah, Hannibal's just slowly walking away in the rain, putting his jacket on, just shrugging his shoulders with his jacket on, and the camera just shows him walking in the rain, away from his house. And so then, the very last, well, I don't know, the second to last thing that happens in the episode is that Hannibal goes to his own psychiatrist's house, who I haven't mentioned yet. She has been she has been involved in the show and involved in Hannibal's life, not in a major way as of this point, but she has been involved in his life. I just haven't had a reason to like bring her up yet. But back in, I'm pretty sure it was season 2. It could have been season 1, I forgot. But like a little bit back in season 2, I'm pretty sure, Hannibal goes to visit his psychiatrist. Her name is Bedelia du Maurier. Dr. Bedelia du Maurier. And she has a conversation with him about Will, because Hannibal says to her, I think I've finally found someone to be my friend. Like, and of course, Hannibal doesn't tell his psychiatrist everything. I mean, he's a serial killer. He's not going to tell her truly. He's not going to show his true self to her. He's going to pretend. But she knows enough about him to know that he's dangerous and to know that you're not to mess with him, you know? But he tells her that he's finally found someone who he thinks could be his friend. Someone who is similar to him, but who is similar to him, but also different from him, but who can see things from his perspective because he's a true empath. And Hannibal talks about Will a lot during his psychiatry sessions, like therapy sessions with her. And so through all of this, Bedelia kind of gets the idea that Hannibal is quite obsessed with Will. That he is showing an abnormal amount of... He's spending an abnormal amount of time talking about Will during his sessions and everything. And so Bedelia, I mean, she's pretty straight with him. She just says, Hannibal, you are obsessed with Will Graham. You are obsessed with him. And Hannibal gets really defensive about it. He's like, I'm not obsessed. I'm intrigued. And Bedelia says, obsessively. Obsessively intrigued. And Hannibal just sits with that. He kind of believes her. He's like, yeah, I kind of am obsessed. But he doesn't admit it to her. He just kind of thinks about it. But you can see it in his face. Just kind of admitting to himself that he is a little bit obsessed with him. But anyway, I think it was toward the end of season 2, I forgot what episode it was, but it was the final session that Bedelia had with Hannibal, where she told him that she didn't want him to be her patient anymore. Like, she didn't want to see him anymore, because she realized just how dangerous he is. And she believed Will whenever all of these allegations were going around about Will accusing Hannibal of like being the Chesapeake Ripper and being the serial killer. Bedelia believed him because even before these allegations came out, she knew that he was hiding a lot of things from her. She knew that he wore a quote-unquote person suit. He wasn't his true self around her or really anyone in the world. And she knew how dangerous he was. And so she believed Will's allegations. So after all of this, Bedelia told Hannibal that she didn't want to see him anymore and that she was no longer his psychiatrist, that she would refer him to a different psychiatrist. Actually, I don't even think she offered to refer him. Because a lot of times when like psychiatrists drop clients, they're like, I'll refer you to another one. But she would feel extremely responsible if anything happened to the other psychiatrist that she referred him to, because she knew who he was at this point. Like, she knew he was very dangerous. She believed that he was a Chesapeake Ripper. And, oh, I'm going. Oh, they're all the way up there. Okay. You know what? I'll just reboot him down here. Oh, I'll just let that one die too. Anyway, so she dropped him as a client. Come on, what the heck? Of course he left. These people are stupid. I mean, I don't understand people leaving if there's a chance of them being rebooted. Oh shoot. Ah! I didn't realize his gun, like, it only had one space for the ammo. Well. So yeah. Fast forward, or sorry, no. Let me say one more thing. So after Bedelia dropped Hannibal as a client, she had a feeling that he was going to come and kill her. Like, she knew how dangerous he was, and she knew that he knew. I know it's so confusing, but she knew that Hannibal knew that she knew he was the Chesapeake Ripper. So if you could follow that, basically Hannibal knows that Bedelia thinks he's the Chesapeake Ripper, and that's why she's dropping him as a client. And so Bedelia knows about this, and she knows that Hannibal's going to come kill her because of it. And so she doesn't want to die, obviously, and she packs up all of her stuff from her house and leaves the area. It doesn't say where she goes, but she just like leaves her house. She goes somewhere where nobody could find her, especially Hannibal. And fast forward to now, which is a few episodes later, Bedelia has actually come back to the FBI headquarters in DC. She's under FBI protection, and so Hannibal can't get to her. But she has come to kind of give her testimony about what Hannibal has like kind of shown her, or like she wants to give a testimony about who Hannibal is because she knows things about him. And she knows that she'll be protected because the FBI is planning on going after Hannibal anyways, and so she thinks that he's going to be, she doesn't think that he's going to be caught necessarily, but she feels protected enough to come to the FBI, and she knows that she'll be safe at the FBI. So, she goes there to give a testimony about Hannibal. And she tells them, if you think you're close to catching Hannibal, that's because he wants you to think that. You're not actually close to catching him at all. If you think you are, it's just because he wants you to think that. And that ended up being completely true. Because this was told all before everything at Hannibal's house went down. Bedelia was talking to Jack and Alana whenever she said this. And so this was before they ever went to his house. Come on. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Bro. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm dying so much. So then... Ah! No! 25th place, of course. Like, literally last. I'll just ready up. This will probably be my last game. But... Actually, hold on. I think that was my last game. I'm gonna finish explaining this. It takes like 5 more minutes. Honestly, 5 more minutes of explaining to do. But, anyway... Bedelia is released from FBI custody and she wants to go back to her house. I mean, this might have been a little bit of a stupid move because Hannibal could have escaped the house, like, and he did. He couldn't have necessarily didn't have to be caught. Like, he could still be out there, and he was. So she goes to her house. Once she arrives at her house, she hears something in the bathroom. She goes to her bathroom, and she sees like this shadowy figure in her shower. And she knows who it is, because who else would it be? Who else would go in her house and be in the shower? Besides Hannibal. And this is after Hannibal has done everything at his house with Will and Jack and Alana and everything. And so he goes to Bedelia's house to shower, to just because he can't really do it anywhere else, you know. And he thought Bedelia's house was empty because she left, and he knows that she left, and that her house was empty because he went there to try to freaking kill her, because she knew he was going to try to kill her. And he did. He tried to kill her. He went to her house the literal day that she dropped him as a client. But she had luckily run away. So he knew no one was at the house. So he went there to shower, and Bedelia saw him in the shower. He didn't see her though. So she went into her bedroom, got her gun, and just waited there. And once Hannibal got out of the shower, he was just got his towel, wiping himself off and everything, and he saw her on the bed. And she was pointing the gun at him, and he just said to her, "Can I at least get changed first?" And she said, "Okay." So yeah, he got his clothes on and everything. And then I don't know exactly what was said or what went down, but Bedelia eventually dropped the gun because she didn't think he was gonna kill her at this point. He knew that she knew who he was, and what he had just done, because he had just been in the shower washing out the blood off of him. I mean, she knows kind of what just went down. And then this is where the scene ends. It just kind of ends with them talking, I guess, and she eventually puts the gun down. And the very last scene of this episode, it's actually, I think it's the post-credit scene, maybe. Maybe it's not. I forgot. But anyway, the very last thing that happens, what we see, is Hannibal and Bedelia on an airplane speaking Italian. And from this, we can infer that they are taking a plane to Italy and escaping the country together. Before this, like prior to this, Hannibal and Bedelia's relationship had never been anything more than like a psychiatrist and patient, and also they were colleagues because they were both psychiatrists. It had never been anything more than that. Nothing more than just plain colleagues / a little bit of friends and patient and psychiatrist. But Hannibal took Bedelia along with him to escape the country. And that was the very last scene of the episode. So, come back tomorrow for the season 3 explanation. I will explain that tomorrow because it's getting really late. I mean, maybe I could play a little bit of my guitar if y'all want to hear that. Hold on. I'll put my mic a little bit to the side. Hold on. Hold on, which one should I play? Let me decide. Okay, I got it. I hope y'all can hear this fine. I guess I lost it. Oh, here it is. I found it! Okay, guys. I'll play a song called A House in Nebraska. I'm trying to do something. It's fine. I'll just go ahead and play it. Okay. By the way, I'm not very good, so don't be mean. Okay, sorry guys. Ugh. Okay. This stupid advertisement, I don't know what's going on. I didn't have my chords or my lyrics at all during that whole thing because this stupid thing on my phone. So sorry about that. But I really tried to do my best during that, so I had to do it from memory. But the next one I'm going to play is also by Ethel Cain. I learned a lot of her songs on the guitar recently, so I figured I would do those. But yeah, this one, I think it's called Crush by her. And it's completely from memory because I learned this one from TikTok. Okay. Here we go. His window's already passed, but he's shooting at the glass, keeping guns in his let me start over, sorry. His window's already passed, but he's shooting at the glass, keeping guns in his locker, and he denies it like it's actually important, but he likes it short and watching showing away in black, and he knows it's bad. His daddy's on death row, daddy's here, daddy's let go. His friends moved low, he hasn't tried coke, but he's always had a problem staying out. His older brother died of valedictorian. His mother said he's screaming, he should be more like him. Can you read my mind? I've been watching you. Couldn't fight to save your life, but it looks so Camel jacket running corner stores. Hard eyes to be when you're on all fours. Couldn't been done to, oh I'd rather be with you. I owe you a black eye and 2 kisses. Tell me when you wanna come get 'em. I only want you since it first to me. I wanna back up his mom's review. He works like he works with his hands and smells like mold. It makes me something I can give. Something's been missing, baby. Something about you, baby. Just one practice, baby, come and touch you some. Can you read my mind? I've been watching you. Couldn't fight to save your life, but it looks so Camel jacket running corner stores. Hard eyes to be when you're on all fours. Couldn't been done to, oh I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you. Oh, I'd rather be with you. 'Cause good men die too, so Alright, that one went really low, so I'm sorry if it sounded bad. Okay, I'll play maybe like 1 or 2 more. Of course, all the ads. This is horrible. Okay.
My honey's heart is blue in a second heartbeat. Always tugging at me like he's running yeah, my baby acts cool, but they all know something. You've been wondering how you're gonna feed them. Love is not enough in this world, but I still
Bro, you have got to be kidding me. My mic was off this whole time. I had been keeping playing, so I apologize. I'm gonna go back to the part I just did, because I really like that. Sorry guys. I don't know why I did that, but I'll finish the song real quick.
You know I'd do anything for you. You know it's true, 'cause I said it to you.
Okay, there we go. I messed up a little bit at the end because this stupid app that I'm on, it doesn't, it goes on like ad breaks whenever I don't touch it for a while. So I don't know, but sorry about that. All right, guys, I'll probably end the stream now. I hope you enjoyed watching. Sorry I kind of stink at Fortnite, but I'll be back tomorrow. Hope y'all have a good night, and thank you for watching. Bye!